So what kind of emotional support is available for families then? You're talking about the holistic approach. How
Yeah.
do you help them feel more confident and less overwhelmed in their role as caregivers?
Well, we try and support them as much as possible. So say if they're struggling to find funding or they just feel a bit overwhelmed, we'll help them fill paperwork in. We'll put them in touch with the right people. So, for example, we got a client, and because of obviously the funding and that, he got savings, so he was a self-funder. Whereas the condition had moved further along the pathway, so he needed more support than what he was currently having. However, he couldn't afford the extra support, so the family were quite rightly becoming quite stressed about the situation. So we advised them to speak to the GP to then get a social worker and that involved. The GP fobbed them off a couple of times, and the family were at the wit's end. So my registered manager, I said, get on the phone to the GP now. And she got on the phone, and that day we had the GP at the house. We got a social worker, assigned, and then we did a reassessment of the situation and obviously the finances and everything. And then we got it fully funded. And we actually found out that it should have been fully funded a bit earlier. So they had to back pay, and the family were like so grateful. But for me, it's about getting the very best for the client, and we'll do it. We'll do whatever it takes. If I don't mind upsetting people, so the GPs sometimes find it easier to fob families off, whereas we're going in, we're separate. We're like, no, you ain't fobbing us off. You're coming out to see him, and you're coming out to see him today.
Yeah. I think funding's a massive one, isn't it, for families? I think this sort of, I mean, I know we have to go digging for a lot of information anyway when it comes to support in any capacity if we want money from the government. It's like
there's lots of money there. It's just working out how to get to it.
Exactly that. And I think families tend to give up or have this expectation that they're not going to qualify for it anyway. So having someone on their side and in their corner like yourselves that's going to help and guide them in the right direction for that, to at least try, is massive, isn't it? It's a massive stressor, that, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and what we say to them is, look, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got a question, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And ask the question, and we'll answer you. Yeah. And if we can help you, we'll help you.
Yeah.
And we ain't going to charge you for asking us a question. Or I mean, I had a relative, a daughter. She phoned me up, and basically she was at a wit's end, and she just wanted to have a vent, but she didn't know who to vent to. So she literally just let loose on the phone, and I just sat and listened. And then at the end of it, I said, "Do you feel better now?" She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so we could do this, this and this.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And then we carried on and did it. And
That's the other thing, isn't it? It's the support and having that listening ear of someone that just gets it, someone that just understands, and someone that's just going to sit and listen, let you have that vent and go, okay, here's your solutions, or here's the steps that you can take to try and make that situation better. So you need a Chris's hotline, helpline now, then, don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the things that we're also looking at is obviously for respite. So we're in talks with hotels and spas and that, so that we can basically get the loved ones, they can go and have a little bit of respite, but then we'll put some respite support in place as well. So it's just trying to find a figure financially where it's not going to put them too much out of pocket.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working on that at the moment, because we keep saying to people, and we keep reminding relatives and that, you've got to look after yourself, because if you ignore the signs and symptoms of what you're getting, it could be too far down the line when you do get something done, and you could be really, really ill. And then you're no good to your loved one then.
Yeah, my favourite saying Mo, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Because there's there's another client that their loved one literally would not do anything, that their whole world revolved around the client. And it was lovely to see, but she'd neglected herself.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately because she refused to go to the GP and that, she then got a diagnosis of cancer.
Okay.
But it was too far, because that she'd been ignoring the signs because
Yeah.
she was that devoted to looking after